In this video, we're going to be learning about shorting stocks on Tastytrade, which for those of you who might be unfamiliar, shorting is just a strategy to profit when you think the stock price is going to fall. It might sound complicated, but it really is just selling shares of stock that you don't own. Really, what you're doing is, when you short a stock, is borrowing shares from your broker and then immediately selling them. The goal is then to buy them back at a cheaper price and then profit the difference. So now with that really basic view of how shorting works, let's go ahead and break down how it's done on the Tastytrade platform one step at a time. Starting off, head up here to the search box at the top and then type in the stock that you want to short. Today, for this example, let's say we expected the stock SoFi to drop in price. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up SoFi the bank. Once I have the stock pulled up, we can then see over here on the right the last traded price of the stock, how much it's up or down for the day, and then more importantly, the current bid and asking price. Within Tastytrade, anytime you want to buy or sell a stock, clicking on the bid and asking price is how you're going to do that. Whenever you want to buy the stock, you're going to click on the ask price. Whenever you want to sell a stock, you're going to click on the bid price. Now in our case, since we want to short the stock, betting on it dropping in the future, we're going to come over here and click on the current bid price of $8.83. That will immediately take us to the trade page where right down here at the bottom of the screen, we're going to find an order ticket pre-built out to short the stock. So just keep that in mind. Shorting a stock is just selling shares that you don't own. And then when the time comes to close out the trade, you're going to be buying them back. So looking here at the order ticket from left to right, we're currently saying we want to short one share using a limit order at $8.82. And this order is going to be good for the day. All of this can then be adjusted just like a standard buy order. So here we can adjust the quantity, we can adjust how many shares we wanted to short, we can adjust the price we wanted to short it at, and we could adjust the order type. Now in this example, I do want to leave the quantity set to 1 because I only want to short one share of stock for the time being. And over here on the price, I don't actually want to short it immediately at the current price of $8.82. I only want to short SoFi if it goes above $9, let's say. So now with that said, I'm saying I only want to short SoFi if it goes above 9, because if it ever hits that price, I think it's then going to fall in value. So now in order to send this order, we'll come down below and hit review and send. We'll then go ahead and double check that everything looks right in this order confirmation box, and then hit send order to actually place it. Once placed, we can then check on the order by heading back to my positions page right up here at the top. And looking over here to the right, we can still see it is a working order, meaning it hasn't filled yet. And over here, I can see my limit order is set to 9, and currently it's trading for $8.80, which is why I haven't filled yet. But let's just say that later down the line, it's been a couple hours and I still haven't gotten a fill on this order, and I just want to either cancel it or edit it. So what I'm going to do is come over here to the order ticket and just start by right-clicking on it. That will then bring up a little menu where I can either outright cancel the order by hitting cancel order, or I could come down below and hit replace order if I wanted to edit it or adjust it in some way. In this example, I do really want this order to fill, so I'm going to come down below and hit replace order. I can then come down here below to the order ticket, and I could just adjust this limit order price to the current price of the stock. But since I want to fill immediately and I'm just willing to take whatever it's currently going for, I'm going to come over here to the right and adjust the order type over from a limit order to a market order. As a market order, it is going to fill immediately at the next best available price. So if I come over here and hit review and then send, looking up here in the upper left, we can see it filled immediately. And those little dialog boxes went away pretty quick. So in order to check on that, to see what I actually filled at, let's come back over here to the positions page. I can then come over here to the right and click on SoFi, where I can see my current short position. Looks like I shorted one share of stock. I filled at $8.80. The stock is currently $8.80. So at the moment, I'm not up or down anything on this position. Well, now I'm down a penny, and you can see it's changing constantly. But obviously, since I shorted the stock, if the stock rises in value, that causes me to lose money. If the stock falls in value, that's where I'm going to be making money. Now, at some point, we are going to have to close out of this short, and ideally that happens after the stock falls in price. But either way, when the time eventually comes to close out of this short, we're going to be putting in an order to buy back the stock. And doing that is actually super easy. We can just come over here to the position and right-click on it. Just like any other order, we can then come over here to the little pop-up window and click on Close Position. We can then see our order ticket right down here at the bottom. And just like before, it says we want to buy to cover 1 share, because that's how many shares I currently have, using a limit order set at $8.81. Now, we could put this in with a specific profit target if we wanted to. We could say that if SoFi ever dropped down to $8, I want to buy it back because that means I made about 80 cents on the trade. We could also come over here and adjust the time in force over from day to GTC and have it work indefinitely. But for me in this example, I just want to close out of the short right away. I just want to get out of it. So what I'm going to do is leave it set to day and just come over here to the order type and flip it back over to a market order. Now that that's set, if I come down here below and hit review and send then hit send order, I have now automatically bought back that short position. And now if we head back up here to the positions page, you can now see I no longer have a position in SoFi, I have 0 shares. But hopefully that clarifies a few things and you now feel at least a little bit more comfortable shorting stock within Tastytrade. I would still say just be careful if you're just getting started and be sure to stay small so you don't get yourself into too much trouble. Remember, when you're shorting a stock, there's theoretically unlimited losses to the upside because there's no limit to how high that stock could go. So just be careful with it, and for those of you who are interested in learning more, I think you might find this next video helpful as well, so go ahead and check it out. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see y'all in the next one.